Hey everybody, it's Ryan with MDI West Properties. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me. I just made this quick video to go over our underwriting spreadsheet. This is the one-page underwriting Excel document that we have you fill out when you have a fix and flip project that you would like to get funding for. We provide quick, easy funding, access to capital for fix and flip projects. So we would just ask you to fill out this simple Excel document following these instructions. So we'll just go ahead and get started. At the top, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have your parcel number, today's date that you filled it out. You're the project developer, so what entity name will you use? If you don't have an entity, that's fine. Just use your individual name. And also who completed the form, that goes here. Here you have the property address. Just put the number and name of the street, the city, the state, and zip code right here. And then going down, we have the property checklist and details. So we have a number of drop-down boxes where you'd simply click on the arrow and you would just click yes or no. For example, this is a property seen. Have you put your eyes on the property, yes or no? BPO, that's the broker price opinion. So this can be a CMA, comparative market analysis. Do you have comps on the property? Has your agent given you a comp analysis for the property? Title researched. Have you looked at title? Yes or no? Property taxes checked. And then you can go through here just using these options, yes or no. Bed and bath count. This is for the finished product. So if you're adding a bath, taking away a bath, adding anything, this is the finished product, bed bath count. Deal type, most likely it's a flip. Deal source, or is it on market, off market, wholesale? Just let us know here. Deal structure is most likely single family, and these you just enter the number, story, lot size, etc. Going down to year built. Now we're just strolling through to the financial analysis here. So we'll start at the top. We have the acquisition price. So this is the purchase price of the property. How much are we paying for the property? Projected number of months held. So this is the length of time from closing table to closing table. When we purchase the property on the acquisition, the date that we close until the day that we resell the property. So keep in mind, we have rehab time, and then we put it on the market. We have market time, which your agent can help you dial in per your market. And then we also have resale time, which includes putting it in contract, putting it in escrow. Most buyers are getting a loan, so that can take 30 to 60 days for that process. So just keep in mind, I'm going to put 5 here. So for example, if we took 2.5 months for a rehab, another month and a half market time, and then 30 days to sell, that would equal 5 months. So do your best on that. Assignment fee, if we have an extra assignment fee to pay, typically if we're buying a wholesale property, a property from a wholesaler, then it's usually baked into this purchase price, their assignment fee. But just in case there's anything extra, we'd put that right here. If not, just put a 0. Acquisition fee, so keep this at 1%. This is an internal MDI West acquisition fee, and only half of that is paid if the deal performs, if we hit our numbers. So moving down, we've got cash for keys. If we have a tenanted property, that is where we would put a cash for keys budget. And then closing costs. So we budget about 1% of the purchase price for closing costs. We would just ask you to double check, make sure that this is accurate. If your market demands more, then you can adjust it up, 2% if needed. So you can make that adjustment there. The next cell is where we put repairs costs. So we like to see a general contractor estimate, someone who's price committed, someone who's seen the property, who knows the property, what it takes. We would put their estimate here. Plus, we would recommend including a 10% contingency, which is essentially a buffer. So let's just say that we have a 60K project estimate from our contractor. He says, I can get it done for 60K. So what's 10% of 60K? That's 6,000. So we would put 66,000 as our rehab repairs budget for this project. That goes there. And then we're scrolling down a bit. So carrying costs, these are our holding costs for the project. HOA fees, if there are any, would go here. Let's say if it was $20 a month on HOA, that pulls from the total months held. So that, 5 times 20 is 100. These are all total holding time costs. So HOA, that one's monthly, but the rest down here are all total. So let's say insurance, if let's call it $100 a month. If we're holding it for 5 months, then boom, $500 for the total insurance cost of the project. We do have a preferred insurance provider, so I just like to ballpark around this number. And legal and eviction, so if we have any costs there, usually it's a zero, so I would put a zero there. Property taxes, you can just check your local county's assessor website or the county that the property's in, get a number there, divide it by the number of months, and we'll have the relatively accurate property tax estimate there. Utilities, that's another ballpark. If you flip houses before, or you can talk to other investors, you can even call the utility company and get a ballpark. But just put a reasonable estimate here. I'm just going to plug in $600. And then other, if we have any additional costs that may not be here, holding costs, if we have a security system for whatever reason, or if we're hiring a project manager, that fee can go here, which project managers sometimes a fabulous idea on these fix and flip projects. So we would put that number here and put the description of any costs right there next to the cell. So I'm just going to throw in, let's say we had $2,000 project manager fee. So our totals get totaled down here in these cells, and our total investment is $228,200. Now, this project developer investment is typically 15% of our total costs. This can range from 15 to 20 depending on the deal, but this number, this 15%, is actually our purchase price plus the total costs and fees. So it actually doesn't include these carrying costs since they're variable. We pay them as they come up. So this actually just factors in these two numbers, and that's where your co-investment comes in. So this is stuff that either MDI West will front or our partner fronts, but your initial co-investment is just this 15%. So we go down here, and so let's just say our resale price is $350,000. So right here, that'll plug into our sales costs. So this is on the back end when we're reselling. So we have our listing brokers typically take 1.5% for our resales, because sometimes they might even be getting the acquisition commission, and more essentially they understand that we're investors and we're doing this multiple times. We're not just a typical retail one time buying a house. This is our business. We're doing this many times, so they understand, and they're more than willing to take a 1.5% fee for the listing, because they know they're going to get more. We budget 3% for our buyer's commission. We want our buyer's agents to be motivated and bring us buyers. So we budget 3%. These are flexible. Just let me know if we need to adjust these. We'll just talk it out. Again, 1% on closing costs for the resale comes from the price here. Down here is our preferred return, which is a 7% annualized on all capital invested. So both our project developer and MDI West Capital is earning this preferred return. So while it's in the deal, 5 months, it's like bank interest. So it accrues. There's no monthly interest payment. There's no monthly debt burden. This gets taken out on the P&L after the property sells. So our net profit before preferred return, this is the total profit in the deal before the preferred return is taken out. And we can see our ROI here is a healthy 45%. And this is the total deal ROI before the split. So we at MDI West like to see a bare minimum of 15%. Depending on the risk profile of the deal, we'll have sometimes a minimum of 20%, and a 25K total net profit before preferred return are our bare minimum thresholds. So if you have a deal that is more than those, we're definitely interested. Again, we would just ask you to complete this spreadsheet and send us this completed along with the comparable properties, recently sold and remodeled, as well as a contractor bid. Once that's available, then we'll be able to move forward, and hopefully we'll be able to fund your fix and flips. And if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call, send me an email. Let me know if you have anything else. And please check out my other videos as they come out. I'll be releasing some other content on these concepts as well as other good stuff. So happy investing. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for your time, and let's go get some deals.